Okay, yeah. How do we say? Oh, what do we just say hi, guys? Okay. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to Otaku and Friends Season 2. Sorry for the long hiatus, but Mama Rona decided to delay everything in everyone's lives. So I'm Lombe.
I'm Dennis.
And yeah, today we're going to be talking about our favorite, well, not favorite. Today we're going to be talking about movies that we are highly anticipating. And yeah, let's get started.
Hopefully they'll be our favorite.
This is true. Hopefully we're not going to be disappointed.
You can start.
Please don't shoot me if I recommend something or say, hey, I'm looking forward to this movie and it sucks. Please don't shoot me. I'm not a soothsayer.
I will say though, I thought Sonic would be good and it is currently the highest selling movie of the year. Still.
I love Sonic.
I also love Sonic.
I loved it.
And it's actually good, so yeah.
Yeah.
So you can...
The only thing I didn't like about it was that fart joke. It just seemed so awkwardly placed, but it was overall really good.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, you can start. What are you looking forward to?
The first movie, I feel like it's the same because I saw you post it on Twitter. Definitely looking forward to Dune. I don't know anything about Dune. Only the time that Zendaya posted like a sneak peek on her Instagram. I think that was like last year or the beginning of this year. This year has been 3 years long.
So March alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know anything. I don't know. It's based on a book. That's what you said.
It is based on a book.
Yeah. So I never read the book, but I'm really excited to see it. I hope they don't waste all the marvelous talent that they have crammed into that movie. So yeah, definitely. You who has experience with this movie.
So here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
I have only read a bit of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the first film, which was done by David Lynch. Very odd choice.
David Lynch is one of those directors that just goes for weird.
That's the thing. So the book is weird, but not David Lynch weird. So imagine if they gave David Lynch Lord of the Rings. Or imagine if they gave him Game of Thrones. Like, he really focused on the mystical stuff more than the political family intrigue.
Yeah. So
the Dune original movie is strange. I don't like it very much, but it's very quirky.
Isn't it that one with the guy with the blonde hair? I know that it's weird and it's like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's super long. Yeah.
I've only seen clips of it and I was just like, this movie is.
So Patrick Stewart is in it, handing it up.
Yeah.
Like, the acting is actually very good. The story is very good. Everything is intact. It's just very strange. It was an odd choice of directing.
Yeah, I think maybe at the time he did seem like the appropriate choice because he was one of like the few quirky directors back in the day. I'm sure he's the only person that felt like he would be equipped to deal with
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is quirky. It has some quirks. It's sci-fi, but like, imagine like with anime BS.
Yeah.
Like it has that stuff. Like it's like you saw who the protagonist is. It's literally like a Bishoujo.
Yeah.
Bishonen rather boy, like a pretty boy, whatever. So it has that stuff.
Oh my god, Timothy Chalamet?
Yeah, Chalamet. Such a pretentious name.
Yes, and is that his real name? Is that his government name?
You know what?
Is that what's on his
I feel
national
like he's
security?
pretentious enough that that can actually be his real name.
His parents prepared him for fame.
So yeah, I'm really excited to see that. I'm a big fan of the director. That's the main reason why I really want to see the film.
Who's the director?
Denis Villeneuve. He did Arrival and Enemy.
Arrival was
Sicario.
good, but it was also so like pretentious.
Well, see, that's the thing, is that this film
Is good.
Yes, it's like high key pretentious.
If you watch the original Dune, the first Dune movie, you're going to be like, this movie is going to be bad. No, don't do it. Don't do it. It just looks like.
It looks good. It looks good. It looks like
No, but
he's added more action.
Yeah, he does.
I think they've added more what I would call like the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones stuff.
Yeah.
Like that
And it
interpersonal
looks
drama
so
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
And also the people are hot.
They
Like,
are.
3/4 of them are
Yeah,
hot.
and the cast is obviously very good.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Dune.
Yeah.
Alright, so the movie that I'm looking forward to is No Time to Die. 007.
Yeah.
I don't. Are they calling it 007 James? What do they call it? It's just No Time to Die.
don't. Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure.
So I know they've been shooting that movie for a few years. I believe it was supposed to come out last year, unless I'm mistaken. I think it was supposed to come out last year, and they had stopped shooting because of some reasons, and then they did some extra reshoots, and then Corona happened,
Yeah.
so like it kind of rolled over. But yeah, Billie Eilish is doing the.
I actually like the
Bouncing.
song. I know people are like, oh my god, she's too young to be singing about the themes in that song, but I think I like the song.
It's a good song,
Right.
and she's very talented. And I
She's
feel
very
like
talented.
I don't know. She seems like a Bond character. Does that make sense?
Yeah, she looks like a Bond villain, especially when she wears like a baggy, like green tracksuit. She looks like a Bond villain. All she needs is like a cat, you know, or a bunny. Just yeah, she does give me Bond villain vibes.
So I'm really looking forward to what they do. I think this is Daniel Craig's last Bond
He's
film.
been saying that though.
I feel like he's kind of irreplaceable at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Because of the style that he's doing, I can't really see anyone else.
I mean, they'll have to reboot it the way they rebooted it after PS, you know, because the first time we saw Daniel Craig, he was literally beating someone to get in the bathroom, and we're just like, you know, it was just so shocking to us.
And if I recall correctly, he did mention that he is not PS, right? Like he's just
Yeah.
007, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe they might do that. They just
I
might.
mean, isn't it that lady who's going to replace him?
The Q? Is it Q? Or
I don't know which letter she.
or this Money Penny?
Yeah,
The
I think it's
Money
Money Penny. Money Penny is going to replace him, so we'll see. She'll probably have her own, you know, style.
I'm looking forward to it because for the first time, the Bond movies have had some sort of continuity. Like
Yeah.
the last one, jeez, I forget the title. But like it had a lot to do with like Moneypenny's past and how she's connected to this new Bond, like Daniel Craig's Bond
Yeah.
and his past, like with his parents and stuff. And I really like that. I want to see how they work that into the new story. Based on the trailer, it looks like Rami Malek might be a relative of Bond. I don't know.
Everyone is a relative.
So that's gonna be.
Wasn't that German actor? I can't pronounce his name. The bad guy from, is it the last movie? Wasn't that supposed to be his brother or something?
He claims, but I don't think so. I don't think he was.
Maybe they were all in the same orphanage. That weird house that he keeps
the house,
seeing in his flashbacks. Guys, the things that I'm saying, I have not researched before making this video. So if I'm wrong, just correct me nicely in the comments. Everything is from my head, okay?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's Bond.
Yeah. For me, the next movie I'm going to say is Batman. What is the name of this one? The one with
I think it's just the Batman.
the Batman. Yeah. I actually would like to see it because it does seem dark and it kind of shows Batman in this weird light. Like when you saw the way he was beating up that guy relentlessly, like, you know, it wasn't just to knock him out. It was to remove some frustration. You know, and you know Robert Pattinson is that dark and brooding type, so he's perfect for it, aside from the fact that he may not be as physically, you know, buff as Batman, but I think it's perfectly fine. I really want to see, maybe I really hope they explore the fact that Batman has a severe mental illness. I really hope they explore that dark side of him where he's really trying to, you know, it's him and the Bat, you know, it's Bruce and the Bat, and I really hope that they explore that further in this movie, aside from the fact that he's just, you know, kicking people and putting them in Arkham. I really want to see them dive deeper into his psyche.
They might. It depends the direction they go.
Yeah.
I like that it looks like he's like just become Batman.
Yeah.
And he's
yeah.
like just like exacting revenge.
Yeah.
Like he's not
Removing
really
out his
doing
frustration.
justice per se. He's kind of exacting revenge. I hope they focus on that.
Yeah.
Seeing how they did Joker, I actually like Joker. Like the more that
Yeah,
time
yeah.
passes, I like it more because I feel like the themes kind of really work out. Like in the
Yeah.
long run, like you can see like they kind of, I don't know if they really thought about it, but like it explores something which it's very memeable. Like yeah, we live in a society or whatever. But
Yeah.
like they actually did take it seriously for a bit, and
Yeah.
it did really make Joker the good guy. he was still the bad guy, and
Yeah, he was still the bad
even
guy.
he knew like I'm doing bad here, I'm just acting out or whatever. But they still, I guess, showed you what
Yeah.
could make him become that. So I do hope that instead of, we already know how Batman becomes that or what makes him that.
Yeah.
I want to see how he deals with that conflict, because it must be hard being a new Batman and also trying to be this young billionaire.
Yeah,
Because
running
usually
a
we
company
see him
and
when he's
everything.
like 40 or whatever.
40,
so he's
30,
clearly
yeah.
learned how to deal with that. But how is like a 27-year-old, 25-year-old billionaire dealing with that?
Because it's a lot of responsibility,
It is, yeah.
to be honest. You know, you run a business by day, a multi-billion-dollar business by day, successfully, and at night you're going to fight crime. Like, when do you sleep? You don't sleep. So, you know, yeah, like you said about Joker, I remember the narrative was like, why are we glorifying an evil person or whatever? But at the end of the day, I think it's not necessarily humanizing
It's not.
him. It's just showing you that even the serial killer next door has a life. You know what I'm saying? Like, evil doesn't always look like a scary man, like a scary monster on the
Which is
on
weird
the
because
train, you know?
Joaquin did look like the stereotypical monster.
Yeah, he was
He
weird.
did look like that, and I feel like the scenes that a lot of scenes that were put were just, I feel, exceptionally grotesque.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were there like, look, he's cool. It was
Yeah,
like,
his
no,
body.
he's bad. Like,
Yeah, and also he was suffering, man. Like, you know, him and his mom. Like, jeez. I mean, we're all curious. There's a reason why there's crime documentaries talking about the life of these serial
Also,
killers.
and
Yeah, you know.
how often is it every time a
Yeah.
neighbor is like, I never thought he would do that.
Exactly.
But then when you ask someone who say saw him in the street, they're like, he looked really weird.
Yeah, he really looked
So
weird.
it's interesting.
Yeah, because you know, if you know someone, because we know not to, like, you know, you don't judge a book by its cover, you know. So if you know someone for a really long time, even if he looks weird, like, you're not gonna immediately assume that he's a murderer. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know.
It's complicated.
It's the whole, yeah, and there's also that whole nature versus nurture debate on, you know, people who end up being evil. You know, so, yeah. What's your next pick?
Next pick. See, so I saw it on your list and I was like, why did I pick that one?
Which one?
But I'll leave that for you.
Okay.
I will go with Eternals.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious from, first of all, a production standpoint, as geez, I forget his name, the guy in charge of the Marvel films. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know the
You don't know?
I just watch. I don't know the director.
I'll
I don't
recall
know
his
the
name.
actors. I'm
Geez,
so
I
sorry.
can't believe I've forgotten his name. But yeah, I'd like to see how she's going to. So this not fate, like the phases or whatever. This chapter,
Yeah.
the Infinity Saga rather,
Mhm.
is done. So how are they going to continue? Is it a reboot? Like, I'm very curious to see how
like,
they'll do it.
where is it going to fit in like the time frame? Maybe it's
That's
gonna
the
be in another galaxy.
That's the thing. So like you could do whatever you want because comic books are like that. It's like
Yeah.
this saga's done, and then it's like it never existed. Let's just start again.
Mhm.
It could be different characters. There could be gender bends. There could be race bends. It could be because
Yeah.
that's just how comics are. We're used to that. But if they do that, is the general audience going to get used to it?
I mean, I feel like, I don't want to sound like an elitist or whatever, but I feel like the people who've grown up on comic books are going to understand it. The ones that will be difficult to accept it will be the people who just jumped on when the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, happened. Like, it's going to take maybe twisting their arm a little bit, but that's just how it is.
That's just how it is,
Yeah, you know?
But they can also continue it because they've now opened multiverse stuff and
Yeah.
galaxy stuff. So the Eternals, see, I don't read comics much, so like the MCU is my bridge into the superhero like universe.
Yeah.
So it's been very interesting, like watching the Infinity Saga. So I'm very interested to see how they'll do it with the Eternals. I'm a big fan of the X-Men.
Same.
I'm a big fan of Dr. Doom. I am hoping that Dr. Doom is not a one movie villain. I hope
they
that
have to do him
he is
justice.
like, he may not necessarily be the main big bad Thanos level, but he has to kind of be low-key, you know, like where he's in multiple movies and is constantly like pulling strings and stuff like that.
But in the comics, he's like literally one of the most powerful
Yeah.
villains. It's just Fantastic Four kind of turned him into a clown, but the movies, but he's actually quite.
He's formidable.
Yeah.
Like the best example I can give is like he's like if Batman was evil. You know
Yeah.
that I always have a plan for everyone.
And has power.
I see ahead of, like, I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I like that thing where it's like, okay, these guys are coming.
diabolical,
Yes,
yeah.
these guys are coming for him, but he thought it through or he saw it, and it's like, how do you beat this guy?
Exactly, yeah. So I really hope they do him justice. You know, because the last, 2 Fantastic Four movie franchises didn't do a good job.
Why have those failed? I don't get it. Like, I feel like it's such a.
I don't know. I think for the second reboot, I think they were just thinking too hard about it. You know what I mean? They were trying too hard to make it like dark and gritty, and I don't know. Since it's Sony that did it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying too hard to make it dark and gritty or whatever. And then they showed us the origin story that we've seen 6 million times. We don't need to see it
We don't.
all the time.
I feel like the Spider-Man thing has shown people that, okay,
Yeah.
we know Uncle Ben.
Yes.
We know.
We know with great power comes great responsibility. We know. So stop telling us. We know.
So like, leave that aside.
We
Just show
heard.
us.
We know it's a radioactive spider. We know, like the origin movies, they need to give us a break, okay? Like you're not gonna, like seriously.
I wonder how they would do this. Like, I hope that, here's what I hope. I hope the Fantastic Four, like in this multiverse, whatever, just kind of show up already
Yeah, established.
It's like these guys are like done.
Yeah,
So that would be cool.
because we've heard. We know they went into space. We know there was some sort of an asteroid, what infected, what radio, whatever, gamma, whatever. We've heard. We can keep it moving.
Yeah.
For me, it's in the same vein as you. It's Shang. I don't want to be.
It's Shang-Chi.
Yeah. I don't want
You
to
can be racist.
Yeah. No. Shang-Chi. So for me, my next pick is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm really excited about that. I am a social justice warrior. I'm very happy to see people of color taking the main stage. I really hope that they do justice to the character and we don't have another Mulan on our hands. Because Marvel is Disney, so yeah. I just want to support the Asian community the way they supported us with Black Panther. Like, it's very nice to see yourself on screen.
Yes.
So I really hope they do it justice, and I'm also a big fan of the guy who's playing Shang-Chi. I know him from Kim's Convenience. It's a show about a Korean, I believe it's a Korean Canadian family. So I'm really excited about that. I don't have much to say because I haven't really, I don't watch trailers often, and I don't like watching sneak peeks or whatever because I want to be, when I watch a movie I want to be like,
especially blockbuster stuff.
Exactly.
Sneak peeks are really
like if you watch the Fantastic franchise trailers, you've seen the whole movie. So they put all the best bits. So I try not to watch trailers or whatever. I try not to read too much about what the plot is going to be about. I just want to be, thrown in, like I'm seeing it for the first time genuinely. So I'm really excited to see what they do with the character.
Yeah, I'm also very curious. I know, like for me, representation is super important. Like, the more that I talk to different people, I've had the opportunity of interviewing so many different people from across the spectrum, and man, representation is very, very important. There are a few people who it doesn't really matter to them. It's like, oh, why? It doesn't matter if this person is black or white or whatever.
Yeah.
But to a lot of people, I'll say to the majority of people, it really does matter. It's such a different feeling, like to see yourself on screen, especially in like a big blockbuster movie. And like you said, like the way they supported the Black Panther film, it did so well in the Asian region. I'm very hopeful that Shang-Chi will do just as well, maybe even more. Because again, like, it's a business, right? If this does well, you're gonna see more executives say, hey, we had an Asian lead in that, it did well. So did Crazy Rich Asians.
I love that movie. I can't wait for the second one. I really thought it would be out this year, but I guess, you know.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
Yeah, I think I've watched it 4 times. I watched it 4 times. I just love it. It's just so good. Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
What's your next pick?
My next pick, just check. I remember it. So my next pick is Wonder Woman 84. So lots of superhero stuff here, but it's kind of like what we have.
I mean, we're nerds. That's what we're here for.
So I really like the first Wonder Woman movie. I still think it is the best DC film they've made.
Yeah, it was so good.
It is a good example of having a woman on screen with her own agency and her own flaws. I really don't like the whole strong female character trope where it's like, you know what I mean, where it's like she's flawless or whatever.
No.
And I feel people lodged this at Rey, and that wasn't really fair because she does have some flaws. Obviously,
I think one of our friends, I think it's Daniel who said the chick doesn't have like a single scratch on her.
Like, yeah, she never lost a fight.
And she was never like injured.
No, she wasn't.
Rey.
She's super strong.
Like, I feel like what you're saying is true. I feel it needs to be realistic. It needs to be, because again, you don't want a woman that feels like she's unattainable or it's not possible to achieve. Yeah, because women like me, we want to see at least some, you know, like common ground.
Diana is not nice.
She's doing, she wants to do what she wants to do. You're not going to get in her way.
She's not necessarily a nice person, but she's likable.
Does that make sense? Yes. She's professional.
And that's fine. Like, you can make characters like that.
She doesn't have to have jewelry. Like, she means business. She's polite. But she's not gonna be jumping up and down. I mean, she's not the Flash. We love the Flash, but like, she's, you know, that's not her personality.
Yeah.
She knows she's put on this earth to fight for the mascara, and she does what she has to do.
Yeah.
You know?
So I really like the character. I'm curious to see how she'll adapt to being in our world now that she's been in it for a while, etc. And also how she interacts with the other characters. And I also just really like the aesthetic that they're going with. The posters have been really good.
They've been so cool.
I think it's Patty Jenkins directing again. She's one of, you know, Hollywood has a whole thing of like women can't direct blockbusters, which is not necessarily
That's not
true.
true, as we saw.
And Patty Jenkins has clearly shown that she can do it. I'm sure she can do it again. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, same. For me, the next movie I want to say is it's A Quiet Place 2, guys. I love creature features. I love sci-fi.
I haven't seen Quiet Place 1 because I'm scared of horrors. But
no, it's not scary.
But does it have?
There's no blood.
No, does it have an ability to be a sequel? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it does.
It does, like, properly.
Yeah, there's like.
It doesn't like end like when you see it. It doesn't feel like, okay, it's ended and it's satisfying.
No, it ends on kind of like open end, because I mean, it's post-apocalyptic. It could really end anywhere, but it does kind of end open.
Okay.
And there is leeway for them to actually maybe even make 3 or 4 movies. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Now that you haven't watched it, you have to watch it.
No, I will.
It's not
Krasinski.
Yeah, it's John Krasinski, and it's not scary. It's more like you can't breathe because you're like holding your breath, like it's suspenseful. It's not gory. There is blood, but it's not gory. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you should watch it. But I'm so excited for it. I don't know that Dennis also, I don't want to say too much, but like yeah, just know that I'm excited. It was supposed to come out this year, but you know, Auntie Rona, she said no, stay in your home. So it's coming out. I think it's coming out next year.
I hope it makes money because the first one was like an indie project or something, right?
Yeah,
like,
and it did very
yes,
well.
like very well.
It like for me personally, the hype is warranted. You know, I mean, it's just a good time. It's a great time, and I think I've watched it like 3 times.
I like that horror movies are finally. I feel bad when like Hollywood puts niche movies in like a special corner, like horror, animation, superhero movies. Like it just because they are a niche doesn't mean they're not good
or
as
classy,
a film. Yeah, like
yeah.
it's fine. Like it's a horror, it's a good film. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Like let it just be.
I think the thing is about horrors is that they are cheesy or they are tacky, you know, but I think there are a lot of good horror movies, and I think the narrative was like if it's going to be a classy horror movie, it has to be a slow burner, it has to be pretentious, it has to be boring, it has to be the ghost or the demon or the murderer is not seen for the first 45 minutes, you know, and but I'm really happy when I see good entertaining horror movies like from start to finish, like A Quiet Place. It's just so good, you know.
Yeah, and this is my shout out for Us. I feel like that movie, people didn't really give it the credit it deserves.
Yeah.
And like you said, yes, it's pretentious, but if you're not looking for that stuff, you can't. It's in the background, really, and it's cheesy. Like it's got dumb comedy stuff. I like that. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
I like that. And that's fine.
I think another problem people had with Us is I think when people watch horror movies, they want the answers all the time. Sometimes we should just accept that things are happening because they're happening. And that was the thing about Us, and I feel like that's why people failed to receive it. They were like, okay, but why is this the case? Like, why are there people in red jumpsuits or whatever? Was it red jumpsuits?
Yes.
You know, like, why are there these doppelgangers? Why? Guys,
let me tell you where you can find those answers. Critics like me who talk about themes.
true, yes, you can find it from people like Dennis. But like at the end of the day, I think it's very important. Like in movies like Killing of a Sacred Deer, things are happening just because they're happening.
Oh, the lobster. Like,
yeah,
things
are happening because they're happening. There's no one is going to hold your hand and say, in 1965, Derek Goodman said, Shang. No, it's happening because it's happening, and we need to let go of knowing everything, because in real life we don't know everything, and we need to accept that, like truly. So yeah, A Quiet Place 2. I can't wait for you.
So my next one is a movie called The French Dispatch. So it is a Wes Anderson film.
I love Wes Anderson.
Yeah, it's very good. A Wes Anderson film with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh God.
I think Saoirse Ronan is in it as well. It's like,
so there's no
it's just them, no.
Saoirse, does she have like a thing like where she says, I'm not going to do any movie with an iPhone? I remember the person that brought that up to me was Chase.
Yeah. Brings it up.
And every time she does a movie, I'm like, oh God, it's true. It's true.
It really is. It's like, geez. Like, just do a movie like, even in 1995.
Yeah.
Like, just.
Was this Lady Bird in the 90s? Or just the 80s?
It's early 90s. Very early 90s. So, yeah, the trailer is very Wes Anderson-y. It's like, I believe it's either early 1900s or late 1800s, obviously in France. I didn't really pay attention to the plot. I don't really watch Wes Anderson movies for the plot. It's mostly the acting, the atmosphere, the feel, the characters. It's obviously got his signature style.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be playing the trailer over this right now so you can see, because he's a very visual,
very quirky as well.
very visual, very quirky director. And I like that there are some filmmakers who can just make stuff that's just like, it's a visual medium and I'm just going to, like splurge my visual art on it. Like script stuff, like someone will worry about that later. I just want to show my vision. And I really like that.
I for real, I also don't really I don't really watch his movies for plot. I just enjoy the atmosphere, the vibe. It's very almost hippie sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes campy. I just enjoy them. Yeah.
I'd say all his movies are comedy. Like
Yeah.
even his serious movies are
What's
very
the
comedy.
one for the Boy Scouts?
Moonrise Kingdom.
I love that
Yeah,
movie.
that is my favorite movie, and I think that's the only one that has like proper plots, kind
Yeah.
of. Even if it's very silly, but it's the closest thing he has to like a proper story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my main one.
I'll definitely be watching that one with you because I love Wes Anderson.
It's gonna be fun. The first time I saw a Wes Anderson movie
Yeah.
was The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou. I saw it with my friend Robin, and the whole time I was like, what is happening?
You don't actually haven't seen that
I
movie.
don't understand. I'm like, and then I saw the cast and I'm like, this cast is like,
Star-studded.
they're good actors. Why are they acting in this dumb movie?
Yeah, I think that's why I didn't watch it when it just came out, but I don't know. I think I'll watch it.
And I'm like, I don't understand why. How did they accept it? Like, how did always?
They're literally in a submarine or something,
Yeah,
right?
like, did they not read the script? Like, what's happening?
It's borderline cartoony.
Yes, it's pretty much a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And you know, I looked it up, and that's how I found out about him. Like, and they were all so proud of it. Like, I'm so glad to have worked in this film. That's
So
what?
glad to work with Wes. He's a visionary. And I was just like, guys. Well, you know, it came out when we were like really young, so we're
Yeah.
just like, you know, we're still trying to be like, we have taste. We're not like the other kids, you know. We're like mature. So when we saw something, I was like, what is this childish? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But I'm totally gonna watch it.
You should.
I'm sure it's pretty good. Just, I mean, if you want movies that don't make you think too much, you know, don't drag you down emotionally too much, Wes Anderson movies are really good. They're really good options.
Yeah.
Yeah. My last pick is, guys, I'm basic. Suicide Squad. I'm one of the few people that enjoyed Suicide Squad. I know it wasn't
I
good.
also enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, me and Dennis like bad movies, but like I think personally, for me, I know it felt like 3 movies in one. You could really tell that they chopped it up, and I don't know why they panicked, because that could have been like their second really good movie. I believe in watch movies. If you enjoy them, then it's fine. You don't have to, just because the critics are saying it's garbage doesn't mean that you should hate the movie. I really enjoyed it. Obviously it was not fantastic, but I truly enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad 2. I haven't seen much about it. I just know that it's coming out maybe next year.
I think so. I think
Yeah, it should be coming out next year. Really excited to see it. I'm sure they improved it. I don't know what the situation is with Jared Leto.
He's not
coming back.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I think, but I didn't mind his rendition of the Joker. I didn't mind it. I know people are very like dramatic, you know, but I think it was fine.
It was fine for what they were going for.
Yeah,
and the
for
sad
the
thing
vibe.
is, I think he would really work well with a James Gunn
Yeah,
directing him.
Yeah, he would.
Like, and that's the main reason why I'm excited for the Suicide Squad, because honestly speaking, those two are made for each other. You know,
Yeah.
like just a director who makes, you know, smutty, schlocky,
yeah,
dumb, but heartfelt, very heartfelt
Yeah,
movies. Like, that's what the Suicide Squad is. It's exactly that. It's schlocky, it's dumb,
yeah.
it's
It's not
violent,
supposed to be
but
too
it's heartfelt.
serious. Yeah, it's supposed to be chill. You know, people getting murdered, you know, by these crazy villains as they're trying to save the world to gain their freedom. It's not supposed to be that serious. It's not supposed to be a Christian Bale type of situation where we're
No.
serious all the time. You know?
Was Batman in Suicide Squad? He was, right? Like,
Yeah, he did it.
That was really like
It was a cameo with
Yeah.
like I think Harley Quinn and also Deadshot.
Deadshot, yeah. I was like, that's.
Oh,
we don't
and with
really-
Amanda
Like,
Waller.
we don't really want to see. Like, it's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
You know.
We just want to see them destroy the town as they try to save it. That's what we want.
The only good thing about the first Suicide Squad, like, I think that I appreciate is how it really exploded Harley Quinn as a character.
Yeah.
Like, she became the #1 like DC character in terms of like toy sales, her
Yeah.
comics were selling. Like, this new cartoon is really good.
Yeah.
You should watch it.
It's so good. I love the cartoon, guys. It's so good. You should totally check it out.
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, people are like, Harley Quinn, the hype. But guys, let's enjoy things. Why are we always
Right?
complaining? If something blows up, it's blown up for a reason.
Let it blow
Let
up.
people enjoy it.
This is the problem with nerds. They're
Yeah,
like,
nerds
they're
are just-
they're like, oh, why is everyone ostracizing us on a weird thing that we like? And then it becomes popular, like, oh,
Yeah, like,
popular
oh
now.
my god, you guys, like everyone is like, oh, this is cool, like nerds, let it go. They teased us growing up, they teased us, let it go. Now we're cool, okay? Just take it, take the
Fine.
win, take the W. Let's not always be crying, reminiscing on the times when we used to sit in our rooms in the dark with our hoodies on and just watching anime, watching the 1980s X-Men and crying like people don't understand me, listening to My Chemical Romance. Get over it. Get over it. Nerds are mainstream now. Like, get over it.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, those are good films.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Hopefully they'll be good films.
Hopefully they'll be good. One last shout out, Mission Impossible. I saw a clip of Tom Cruise riding down a mountain with a bike
That might be insane.
and then free falling and then doing a parachute. And I'm like, good for you. This is gonna be a great film.
I'm telling you, it's just like, oh my
He's
god.
like, I don't know, 60 or 70 or whatever he is, and still doing that. I'm like, good for you, sir.
Thrive,
I
fam.
hope that
Thrive.
movie will be good. I really liked Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of fell off the wayside in the year it came out because it came out with like really big. I think it was, I think Parasite came out or something, or Spider-Verse. They're like a lot of big films. So it kind of like,
Hey, when are they making the second Spider-Verse movie?
that's 20, it actually have a date. I think it's 2022 or 21.
I'm ready for it. Spider-Verse
I
is
hope
one of
they
my
can,
favorites.
because now there's expectation.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they'll manage
Yeah.
with that expectation.
Yeah, so yeah, those have been our picks, and we hope they are good movies. Do the outro.
Tell us what you're looking forward to. Tell us what you think will be good. Tell us what you think might flop.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Season 2 is back. We're gonna be uploading way more often now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hire an editor, so I'll have less stress on me. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys.